When I first got the job at this prestigious marketing firm, I thought it was a dream come true. The office was spotless, with glass walls and sleek modern furniture. The walls seemed to gleam under the fluorescent lights. But from the moment I walked in, something felt wrong. The air was thick, like it was suffocating me. No matter how much I tried to ignore it, a feeling of unease lingered. I was excited at first, but that excitement quickly turned to suspicion. Something was off, but I couldn't put my finger on it. And then there was him, David, my boss, charismatic, intelligent, and stunningly attractive. The kind of man everyone talks about, the one who seems to have everything under control. But there was something else in his eyes, something unsettling. At first, it was nothing more than passing glances, but over time, I began to feel the weight of his stare, like he was watching me, studying me. It made my skin crawl. As the days passed, I began to notice more strange occurrences. The lights would flicker in the hallway when David passed by, and the temperature would drop a few degrees. I'd hear whispers, but no one was there. Sometimes I could almost feel someone breathing down my neck. But when I turned around, there was no one there. One afternoon, I was walking through the lobby when I saw a woman leave David's office in tears. She wasn't someone I recognized, and she quickly left the building without saying a word to anyone. I tried to ask around, but my coworkers seemed to avoid the topic altogether. The more I noticed these things, the more I became convinced that I wasn't imagining it. Something dark was happening here, and I was just starting to uncover the surface. It wasn't long before David started calling me into his office for one-on-one meetings. He said it was to discuss my progress, my potential. But each time I walked into that office, it felt like I was walking into a different world. The air would get thicker, colder. The walls seemed to close in around me. His questions became increasingly personal, and his compliments, they felt too intense. "You're special," he told me one day, "more than the others. I see it in your eyes." Those words kept echoing in my head. The more time I spent with him, the more I began to question myself. Why did I feel so drawn to him? And why did it feel like I couldn't say no? It was as though I was already under his spell. It started with a name, Sarah. She was an employee who had been working at the firm for a year, and then one day, she just vanished. No farewell, no goodbye, just gone. I asked around, but no one could give me a straight answer. I checked her desk, her email account, nothing. That's when I found the file, hidden deep in the office archive, her file, the red stamp marked across it, missing. I wasn't the only one. There were others, names of employees who disappeared over the years. But the most unsettling part, they all had one thing in common. They worked directly under David. One evening, I was staying late to finish some work when I saw a familiar face, Anna, a coworker who had been at the firm for over a decade. She came to my desk, looking pale and anxious. "You have to leave," she whispered, glancing over her shoulder. "You don't know what he's capable of. I've seen people disappear before, and once you're in his web, it's impossible to get out. He's not like us." Her words hit me like a punch to the stomach. I tried to get more out of her, but she refused to say anything else, and quickly disappeared down the hallway. was left with more questions than answers, but I couldn't stop. I had to know the truth. I couldn't wait any longer. I needed answers, and I was done being afraid. I went to David's office, determined to confront him. When I walked in, he was standing by the window, looking out at the city, like he knew I was coming. The room was unnervingly cold, and the air felt heavy with something I couldn't explain. "You know too much," he said, his voice low and calm. "But that's all right. You're special after all. You'll be part of something much bigger than yourself, something eternal." I didn't understand what he meant, but I could feel the truth dawning on me. It wasn't just about the company. It was about something darker, something that had been around far longer than I could imagine. David wasn't just a man. He was something else, something ancient, and he had been collecting souls for years. David finally revealed the truth. This company, this office, it wasn't just a business. It was a facade. The people who had disappeared didn't leave. They were absorbed. He used the company as a front to collect energy, to trap souls in a kind of eternal servitude. I wasn't just a victim. I was chosen. And now, I was part of his collection. The building itself was alive, shifting and changing as he willed it. The floors were endless, looping back on themselves. No one who entered ever truly left. The company was built on this curse, and the employees were just pawns in his game. I tried to escape, but it was impossible. I would find myself in the same hallway, over and over again, no matter how many times I tried to leave. The walls seemed to close in on me, as though the building itself was alive, breathing around me. And all the while, David watched from the shadows, his eyes cold and calculating. There were other employees who had realized the truth, but they were too far gone, consumed by the darkness. Some of them had even joined David willingly, becoming part of his twisted collection. But not me. I wasn't ready to give up. David offered me a choice: join him willingly and be part of something eternal, or resist and become nothing. The power was too great to fight against, but I didn't want to become one of them. I chose to fight, to try and escape. But as I ran, I realized something horrifying. There was no escape. The building itself had become a prison. Every exit was blocked. Every door led me deeper into the maze. And then, just when I thought I had found a way out, I saw it, my own name on the wall. I had already been here before. I was already part of the system. I don't know how much time has passed. Days, weeks, months. Time doesn't seem to matter anymore. I am part of this place now. I've become just another lost soul trapped in the cycle. The others come and go, and each new recruit falls into the same trap. They don't realize it at first, but soon they'll understand. Like me, they will become part of David's collection, trapped forever in this twisted, eternal company. The worst part, I'm the one who's been chosen to bring them in, and the cycle begins again. That's all for today. Please leave any comment under the video. It will help our channel grow. If you don't subscribe now, we probably won't see you again. But if you do subscribe, you won't miss new interesting Reddit videos